Most furniture in your bedroom has exactly one job for good. A dresser holds clothes, a nightstand holds a lamp, and neither has ever been asked to do anything else. Every build on this list breaks that rule on purpose. A few pull double duty. Several don't even look like they're doing their job until the exact moment you need them to. The last one barely reads as furniture at all when it's sitting idle, which might be the most useful trick in the video. The real fix here was never adding more furniture. It was making the furniture already in the room work harder. Number 10. Nightstand with a drawer hidden in the trim. Most nightstand drawers announce themselves with a visible seam and a pull. This one doesn't. The drawer face was cut from scrap wood at 45-degree angles and pieced in to continue the surrounding panel, so at rest it reads as a solid wall, not a container. Nothing about the surface tells you it opens. That's the real trick worth noticing here. The piece isn't hiding a mechanism, it's hiding a seam, and a seam is a far easier thing to disguise well. The whole thing is dowel joined, then finished in layers. 3 coats of high glass lacquer, wet sanded to a glass smooth 1000 grit, and buffed out under paste wax until the surface has real depth to it. The top is teak, the drawer front runs through Paduke red, pine white, and a streak of poplar green, framed in oak, a small patchwork of species that only shows itself once you already know where to look. 9. A floating drawer bolted nowhere you can see. This drawer hangs a few inches below a tabletop with no visible bracket, no legs, nothing connecting it to the surface above except air as far as your eye can tell. The mounting is hidden aluminum spacers bolted from underneath through the top and into the drawer box, completely out of sightline. It's proof that multifunctional furniture doesn't always mean adding a new job. Sometimes it means hiding the weight of the job you already added. In a small bedroom, a floating piece keeps your eye moving all the way to the floor instead of stopping at a heavy base. And a room where your sightlines stay open reads as bigger than one where every surface is visually anchored to the ground. 8. The drawer hiding inside the leg. Everyone puts the drawer on the front of a nightstand because that's where a drawer is supposed to go. This one hides an entire second drawer along the side, built into what looks like structural framing. You'd have to already know it's there to notice the seam. That's the real principle behind good multifunctional design. The parts of a piece you assume are purely structural, legs, aprons, side panels, are often just wasted volume. Before you build or buy your next nightstand, ask a genuinely useful question. Is that leg solid, or is it hollow and doing nothing? Solid wood looks expensive. A hollow leg with a drawer in it is expensive in a way that actually pays you back. 7. The desk that makes you work for the reveal. This one doesn't just hide a compartment, it makes you earn it. Slide the top drawer back and a hidden compartment underneath drops down and pulls forward, a 2-step sequence instead of a single hidden latch. That extra step matters more than it sounds like it should. A single hidden drawer gets found by anyone poking around out of curiosity. A compartment that needs a specific sequence stays private even from someone actively looking for it, which is a genuinely useful feature in a shared bedroom, whether that's a partner or a kid who wanders in. You don't need this level of mechanism for everything you own, but for the 1 or 2 things in a bedroom that deserve real friction before they're accessible, it's worth the extra build step. 6. The wall that replaced the dresser entirely. This one skips the clothes storage question altogether. Instead of a dresser, it's a wall of open shelving, built from stackable pieces in 3 different lengths. Some used flat as shelves, and some turned vertical as dividers. It's a direct challenge to the assumption that storage has to mean concealment. Here, the clothes themselves become part of the room's visual composition, instead of hiding behind doors. The honest trade-off is dust and discipline. Open storage only stays good-looking if what's on it stays curated, not just everything you own dumped on a shelf. Use it for what you actually reach for every week. Keep the rest somewhere closed, and anchor every shelf properly because a wall-mounted system is only as strong as what's holding it to the studs. Number 5. The bookshelf that isn't just a bookshelf. The real test for a hidden compartment isn't how clever the mechanism is, it's whether the piece still functions as a completely ordinary bookshelf to anyone who doesn't know the secret is there. This one passes that test because the extra depth needed for the compartment is distributed evenly through the whole structure instead of bulging out in one obvious spot. That's the tell that gives away most secret furniture, a section that looks slightly off in proportion compared to the rest of the piece. Done well, like this one, there's no tell at all. It reads as a normal shelf holding books until the one moment you need it to be something else. 4. The drawer that is also the handle. Not every multifunctional piece is about hiding a second job. Sometimes it's about collapsing 2 jobs into a single detail. Here, the drawer fronts are hand-shaped into rounded sculptural curves that double as the handle itself. No hardware bolted on afterward. The shape you pull is the same shape that makes the piece worth looking at. That's a genuinely different way to think about furniture design for a small room, where every added part, every knob, every pull adds visual clutter, even if it's tiny. If a shape can do double duty as both function and form, you've removed a part instead of adding one, and the room feels calmer for it. 3. The nightstand with a drawer for everything. Most nightstands make one storage decision and repeat it. The same size drawers stacked 3 times. This one makes 8 separate decisions. 2 shallow drawers up top for things you dig through, a deeper felt-lined drawer for something you actually want to protect, a slim strip drawer barely bigger than a phone, 1 wide drawer spanning the full width, and a locked door at the bottom guarding 2 more drawers behind it. The real insight here is that a junk drawer and a jewelry drawer don't do the same job, and forcing everything you own into identical compartments is why a nightstand can be technically big enough and still feel cluttered. The build is worth a mention too, made with a router and handsaws in an apartment with no room for a table saw. Proof that this kind of joinery takes patience and planning, not a full shop. 2. The bed that doesn't leave room for a dresser. Built for a genuinely small apartment, this platform bed carries drawers at the foot end and a full lift-up storage cavity underneath, sized with a lip around the edge to fit traditional sleeping mats. When there's no floor space left over for a separate dresser, the bed has to become the storage system, not an accessory to one. What makes this one worth studying isn't just the drawers, it's the constraint that shaped it, designing a single piece that had to serve 2 very different needs, structured storage and a totally different sleeping setup without adding a single extra piece of furniture to the room. One real caution if you build something like this yourself, a sealed storage cavity under a mattress traps moisture. Leave a ventilation gap or you'll open that lid to a problem you didn't store on purpose. Lastly, number 1, furniture with an off switch. These 2 ideas earned the top slot together because they take everything this list has been building toward and push it to its logical end. It's not enough for a piece to do 2 jobs anymore. The best multifunctional furniture also knows how to disappear completely between uses. The first is a set of coat hooks built from contrasting maple and walnut that pivot flat against the wall on a hidden metal rod axle, so precisely balanced that the hook lies dead flat when it's empty. Until a coat needs hanging, there's no hook there at all, just a clean panel on the wall. The second takes that same idea and scales it up into an entire vanity, mirror, lighting, and drawers built on heavy-duty slides, tucked completely inside a cabinet that looks like ordinary bathroom storage until it's pulled open. Both pieces spend most of their life taking up 0 visual space and only become furniture the moment you actually need them to be. That's the real thread running through everything on this list. The smallest bedroom in the world can still feel spacious if the furniture in it knows when to disappear. One more thing before you go. SimHome runs lists you won't find anywhere else. The backyard decor one shows 10 setups people actually built in real yards, not staged ones. There's 10 small kitchen storage ideas that squeeze space out of nowhere, which is exactly what it sounds like. And small bedroom ideas, 10 ways to actually make them work, does what most bedroom content doesn't. It tells you what actually works instead of what photographs well. Every one of these gets the same treatment this video did. Real research, real sources, nothing pulled out of thin air. If you've got a few minutes, the link in the description takes you there. That's the video. If something in here actually helped, a like goes a long way. And if you know someone staring down a tight space of their own, send this their way. Drop a comment if you've got a setup like one of these, or if you tried something nobody's covered yet. See you in the next one.